welcome to the episode of the TENERIFE Pod, sponsored by BGR Solutions, with myself, Jenny T, your host, with Chris Elkington as co-host.
Oh, hello. I wasn't expecting that so quickly today. I wore black again. You're in pink today. What's happened?
What is wrong with your eyes? This is purple. It is clearly purple.
Oh, okay then.
Moving on with our other co-host, Steve Ballard. Or is it Ballard?
Hang on
It's Ballard.
Hang on a
It's
minute.
Ballard. Steve Ballard. Or Ballard.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Just back up a second. Why was I third today?
Because of this, Steve.
Right.
We need to discuss like the ballad, monarch, aardvark. We've had a lot of comments.
Yes.
Not one in your favour.
No.
I have spoken to a few people that haven't commented but wanted to have their say as well. I saw Gemma this morning. Gemma from Powerwave also works in the attic bar at the gym.
Yeah.
She was like, nah, tell him I'm from down south and it's definitely Monarch.
but
We've had Tracy Cutting messaging, definitely Monarch.
Not doing
We
very well
had-
here, Steve.
Yeah, a few of the mums from Australis who are all coming for you on Saturday. Monarch, not Monarch.
You're all commoners. I'll leave it at that.
What, even co-host Tracy Cutting, who obviously... I thought we were friends, Tracy.
Like, Tracy,
I
you
thought we
thought
were
friends.
friends.
Like, I thought we were friends.
No, you
Tracy.
didn't say it like that. You said, I thought we were friends.
That's maybe how you read it, Chris. Anyway, Tracy backed that up with, I'm from the Garden of England, don't you know? So
And also
I've gotta take that,
backed it up with Google,
Yes.
who showed
I
it
didn't
as
even
Monarch,
realise there was...
not Monarch. So are you Steve Ballard or Steve
now,
Ballard?
So now we're gonna. I'm just glossing over that. So now I have to start a petition to change the spelling of monarch so that it's like muck.
Like eunuch.
Yeah,
You know,
monarch.
if they still existed, the amount of advertisement they're getting due to our little pod is
I should be
insane.
sponsored by Monarch.
You can be. They don't exist.
I know.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
You can tell people that you are. They'll all believe you. Seriously though, thank you everybody for the comments on that because we had
funny.
we had
Very
a
funny.
poll on the
Really
Instagram
funny.
stories and stuff, Facebook, like everybody, and everybody agrees.
I think
with
I
us.
might just-
as common as muck.
I might
people,
just
Chris.
remain quiet for the rest of the pod.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
As
because
common as what, Jen?
common as muck.
Oh, like Monarch.
Common as monarch. Monarch. I've not seen that face before. That was quite scary.
That was officially you getting the stink eye there, Joe.
Stink eye.
I am a bit scared because it won't be long till we come onto the weather. And
Well,
anyway, do you know what? I'll give him a breather for a minute. I'm gonna come to you, Chris. I've got my stinger finger ready because I think this
an
is
early stinger.
an early one because I think this is important that we talk about
Okay.
it. Something that is very important. There has been a lot of talk, a lot of concern over the cruise ship that is heading potentially towards the Canary
potentially,
Islands.
it is.
It's on Saturday,
Yeah.
the 9th of May,
Yeah.
with this deadly virus.
Okay, so cut long story short, everyone's seen it in the news that there is the MV Hondius, which is a cruise ship from the Netherlands, or owned by a Netherlands company, which has had a Hantavirus outbreak on board. 8 people have been diagnosed with the Hantavirus and 3 have died. Now, the Canary Islands initially turned around and said, we won't let it come here because obviously they're concerned about health, etc., etc., etc. However, Brussels have intervened. The owners of the company who own the cruise line applied to Brussels and they've literally told Spain, you have to let the cruise ship here, because the protocol in this situation is that the nearest location becomes the point where the ship has to embark for medical reasons, emergency reasons, etc. Now, it was in Cape Verde, but they haven't got sufficient medical facilities for repatriation. Now, I don't know much about the Hantavirus, and I'm sure Dr. Steve can tell us a bit about it. All I do know is that the lockdown period, if you like, I don't like to use the word lockdown, but the isolation, there's the word, isolation
Even
period.
that word.
yeah.
Yeah, but get
triggers,
this, it's between 7 days and 45 days. It's not like, COVID where it is a week, 10 days and you're okay. This is up to 45 days. Now, Candelaria Hospital here in Tenerife has got the highest level isolation unit in the whole of the Canaries. and has got the medical facilities where, if it's necessary for people to be put in isolation safely, they can be, and at the same time the medical resources so that people can be screened, tested correctly before repatriation. So the boat is docking here in the south of the island, not in Santa Cruz. It's coming to Grenadier Port, which is just up the road or next door to the airport. Grenadier Port is coming up. It's due to come midday on Saturday. Now, normally, as you know, Steve, there's always the big medical hospital boat.
Yes.
And that's where it's going. That area is designated for it because it can be quarantined. And that's where medical teams will carry out, obviously, all the protocols that are needed accordingly to prevent any spread of the virus, any emergency situation, anything. So basically, the WHO are saying, look, and the Spanish government are saying, there's no increase in risk level to anybody who's here, resident, tourists, visitors, anyone. Obviously, people are concerned. I mean, obviously, we're being accused of scaremongering, as you can imagine.
Yep.
And, you know, the authorities are taking this very seriously, because the one question I'm asking people when they're saying this, when you're saying, you know, they're saying, oh, it's down to the media, you're scaremongering again, is, do you know what hantavirus is? I mean, do you, Jen?
I don't really. Only like what I've kind of read briefly, that it's spread by rats, which is confusing.
Exactly.
And
but
there's not.
Now, the South African medical, because obviously it's been South Africa, medical team have confirmed that it's the most deadly strand of hantavirus available. All right, so all that there is. So it's a serious thing. Now, also, I don't know if you know this, but there was an air ambulance that took off from Cape Verde with 3 people on board to fly them back to the Netherlands. And inside the plane, there is a bubble, an air bubble that they stay in to be isolated during the flight. Now, unfortunately, there was actually a breakdown. There was a problem with the air bubble, and the plane was scheduled to land in Marrakesh for a fuel stop, and Morocco said, nope, can't come here. So that actually landed in Gran Canaria, in the Gando, which is the RAF, it's the Air Force Air Base.
The Air Force Base, yeah.
And nobody was allowed near the plane, nobody was allowed on it, only technicians in hazmat suits, etc., 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 were allowed on to repair it so that it could safely then carry on its flight. But Dr. Steve, can you shed some light on, in reality, what hantavirus actually is, please?
Absolutely.
Because I don't know what it is.
It's it is a dangerous virus. However, transmission is one of those. I'll come to it in a second. To give you an idea of what we're talking about, it is called Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. And then mainly these viruses are carried by rodents, which is where we get the mice, rats, voles, deer. Some deer carry it as well. Humans become infected by breathing in tiny airborne particles that are contaminated with either rodent droppings, urine, saliva, that kind of thing. You have to have some sort of contact with that. Usually this only happens if people get this is when they're cleaning out sheds and barns and garages and things like that, where maybe there's been an accumulation of that, or handling rodents and things like that, camping or working in rodent-infested areas. In most parts of the world, and with most variants of this, hantavirus does not spread between people. So the variant that we are referring to directly with this cruise ship is something called the Andes variant, which is the South American variant, which can be transferred between people.
Well, that's interesting, because that's the one thing that people are putting, saying it's scaremongering because this can't be transmitted from person to person. But you're saying this strain can.
This strain can. Although, in order for spreading to happen, you would need to be in very close proximity with another person. You would need to share food potentially, and just be in close proximity. If there's one thing that you're definitely going to be on a cruise ship, is in close proximity with other people, which is why this has happened. It's very difficult in a ship because we're not talking a big cruise ship either. 150 is
it's one of the smaller luxury ones.
Yeah, that's it,
yeah.
And it's an exploration. So and also. Tickets for this thing are about 10 grand.
Yeah.
So there's a small amount of people in a very small space, which is why this has happened. In terms of the types of hantavirus, it can do different things. So the pulmonary syndrome, most common in Americas, the Andes, affects the lungs, and the symptoms often begin with fever, fatigue, muscle aches, nausea, headaches, things like that. The symptoms can then develop into coughing, chest tightness, shortness of breath, and a fluid buildup in the lungs, which is what has caused the three deaths, unfortunately. Yeah. Also, It can then move on to things like the hemorrhagic fever, which is a little bit more serious because it's to do with the kidneys and blood vessels. And that's what can also cause serious symptoms and serious issues.
This is why, Jen, this is why the boat is coming here, because of the medical facilities we have in the isolation unit in the HUC hospital. Because obviously, as Steve has just said, you can understand now why isolation for potentially a long period of time is important. And we do have the facilities here on the island where people are saying, send it to Africa, send it to Morocco, leave it in Cape Verde, etc., etc., etc. They don't have the facilities. We do.
And let's sort of finish this and full stop it by reassuring people. So obviously, Chris, as you mentioned, the cruise ship is going to Grenada. Authorities are saying the passengers will be screened, isolated, repatriated, or transferred directly to quarantine facilities without contact with the local population.
Correct.
Really important to say that. Viruses involved, the Andes strain of Hantavirus, is unusual. It can spread through very, very close contact. That's the other point I meant. Hantavirus is not like COVID-19 or the flu. It doesn't spread easily through casual contact or simply being near someone in the public. Officials say everyone who's still on board that vessel is currently asymptomatic.
Yeah.
And symptomatic patients have already been medically evacuated. So let's be clear on that. The people coming here are asymptomatic at the moment, i.e. showing no symptoms.
Right, okay.
For ordinary residents or tourists, the chance of catching hantavirus from this event is considered very, very small.
Correct.
So let me underline that, very small. Health agencies are responding aggressively to prevent any widespread.
Yeah, and I think one of the things we speak about all the time is that information is more available these days, and very often ahead of protocols being put in place. So, for example, obviously people are already talking about this and complaining about it before they may realise how serious it is. And, also the fact in the way that the Spanish government, Brussels, the WHO are all reacting. They're reacting and taking it seriously for a reason.
Absolutely.
And to be honest, doing the right thing. But, again, people are drawing their own conclusions without knowing all the information.
What's really interesting is some of the comments and some of the questions I was asked, and one of the questions I was asked was, why didn't they just keep it quiet?
Exactly.
But it's not something that can be kept quiet. Something like that is going to get out. So reporting on it accurately.
Well, who's
accurately,
they? Who's they?
Yeah,
because to be honest with you, there's been all sorts of press conferences and meetings and so on and so forth. There was even one that they were saying that the boat had already left Cape Verde heading for Tenerife for Canaries before the meeting had finished. Well, it had to leave port. Yeah, that didn't mean it was heading here. Because initially they were saying it was going to come here and dock offshore. Yeah. Yeah. And, with as you say, no symptoms on aboard. And if anybody needed to be transferred, they'd be transferred by boat. That's what originally they said. Yeah. So obviously the boat had left the Cape Verde dock. But again, it's people jumping to conclusions and putting news out there without having the knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what worried me was the fact that a few days ago, Fernando
Clavijo is the president of the Canaries,
had said, we're not letting the now it's like almost like that's been overruled and it's coming. So I suppose as a general citizen, I was like, this is concerning.
Yeah, of course, that's understandable. But he wasn't, in all fairness, Pedro Sanchez wasn't really left with an option.
Not when the EU says, and the WHO, the World Health Organization, is saying you've got to. It's humanitarian. I think we forget as well.
It's nearest island. Yeah. The key is nearest island. Yeah. It's the nearest location with the medical facilities.
And I suppose as human, you have to remember that your initial reaction is to protect yourself and your loved ones. Imagine if you had somebody on that boat.
Thanks. I was literally about to say, for humanitarian reasons, the WHO and the EU stepped in, because I think we're forgetting there are still human beings on board there who must be really, really worried in that sort of thing. They're all isolating in their cabins as well, just in case.
It's an I'm all right Jack syndrome, isn't it?
Yeah. So it should be, and we should be thinking about those people who are probably really scared as
and
well.
And the people that have lost loved ones.
Absolutely,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel a bit more reassured, so thank you for that. And I understand it a bit more now.
Excellent.
So thank you, Dr. Steve. Let's talk, Chris, back to you.
Okay.
Scooters, campervans, what's the situation? This is another thing that's caused a bit of a stir.
Lots of
Well,
people want to know.
obviously we spoke about this about Adeje the other week, and we put it in the Canarian Weekly because they had discussed it in the last plenary session, which is the last, if you like, local parliament session, and they unanimously agreed to bring in a new laws for scooters and stuff. Well, they have now confirmed this, and they've gone further. There's a combination of I don't just want to say scooters because it's not just the stand-up ones, it's also the sit-on ones, and it also does apply to the tandem, the dual ones, yeah? And let's just get this clear. This isn't proper disability blue badge ones. This is the I'm lazy and just want to rent a scooter. It's those, okay? Also campervans, there's new legislation for that, and also general parking as well, which I won't go into. It'll be on Canarian Weekly later. But basically, regarding scooters now, and this is going to be a headache for the operators. Now, this is only Adeje. This is municipal law, all right? So, obviously, from part of Las Americas all through San Eugenio, Torviscas, right through Costa Adeje, up to Playa Paraiso, Calisavaki, etc. Okay? And basically, to ride a scooter on the roads now, you have to be over 16.
Isn't that not the law anyway?
Well, on the roads, yes. But what's interesting is that children were allowed to ride certain ones on pavements. There's no riding on pavements now. You're not allowed 2 people on a stand-up scooter, and you're not allowed 2 people on a single seat scooter. Mm-hmm. All right. So, and also now it is law that you have to stop on your scooter to cross a zebra crossing. Whereas before you just see people whizzing across. That's always been in place for bikes, believe it or not, but people haven't taken any notice. But now it is law, and and this is something that you will be able to be fined for. So the whole thing, when people say, yeah, it's always been there for no helmets, no this, yes, that's national. That's national law. Adeje had turned around and said, no, nothing on pavements, nothing in pedestrian areas. And again, this applies to the 2-seater ones that people just think they can ride anywhere on, So that's coming in. As far as campervans are concerned, what they're saying is parking, yes, camping, no. All right? So you can park your campervan in a parking space.
Yeah.
But your campervan cannot take up more than the designated parking space. So obviously, if you're on the side of the road where it's a long one, you're fine. If it's on a front-in one and because people park them on sideways and take up 3 or 4, don't they? Can't do that. You can't park like that. Now, if you're parked legally, that's fine. As soon as you put out a chair or a table or anything, it's then classed as camping, and that's illegal.
So you're meant to find specific designated camping areas
Correct.
to do that,
right? To camp, yeah. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't park up and sleep in it, as long as you're within a parking space.
Right.
All right? But you can't then put table chairs.
You can't then fire the awning out, get the chairs and tables out, start cooking your dinner and all that kind of thing.
And you can't take more than one parking space.
Yeah.
You can't take more than one parking space, which obviously is one of the issues and one of the problems. And don't get me wrong, I know we had the protest, we had the rally with 500 campervans from right by our office up to Santa Cruz, was it a couple of weeks ago?
A couple of weeks ago, yeah.
And, I do agree with them that there's not enough designated areas, but there isn't much space. We're on an island.
Yeah.
And, so it's a bit of a catch-22, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. So just going back to the scooters thing, so last night I was out in Fanny Bay having dinner on Playa Fanny Bay, and the local police were out in force. So they had
Well, Adeje they've introduced specific departments, haven't they? So they've employed more local police, and their job is for e-scooters, sit-on scooters, etc.
They were out last night in the van, and when I walked past just where the Burger King is on Fanny Bay, so there was the van, there was about 8 coppers, 3 motorcycle police as
Good.
well. They were really
And when-
kicking it off last night.
When they catch someone, is it fines? Like, what can people
It's
expect?
a standard ticket. Isn't it?
Look, I think it's like anything, isn't it? I mean, you know, if ever you've dealt with the police over here, the first piece of advice you give anyone who comes on holiday is treat them with respect.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because the police over here are very, very different to the police in the UK. For a start, they carry guns.
Yes.
And for a start, we know that 90% of them speak English. But if you act like a dick, they'll
treat you like that.
They will, yeah.
I remember that.
it's-
Was it during
simple, like-
COVID? And there was, I think it was Paradise Park Hotel, and the woman wouldn't get out of the pool. And
Yeah,
I always remember that
famous video that, and
Yeah.
and I enjoyed watching it. I'm so sorry
On repeat,
to
yeah.
say that, but they dragged her, handcuffed her, face down on the
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
The tiles,
So
and
I'm
he
sure that if, you know, in this situation, if you're on the scooters, the first thing they're going to go is, do us a favour. This is the new
Right,
law,
okay.
particularly as the law has only just been introduced.
Yeah.
You know, this is the new law. This is what you need to do. But if you react
Yeah.
and, you know, gob off and give them a mouthful, you're gonna feel the
I
brunt
think
of
the early days of this, the sensible thing to do with the police and the local authorities is words of advice first, to give chance for
Yeah,
people to
of course.
understand. They don't have to. They can fine you if they want to, because that's the law. If they want to issue you with the fine there and then, that's up to them.
Sure.
But I feel like the decent thing to do would be words of advice first. Right, this is what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
So, for example, when you like you said, you're at Fanny Bay Beach
Yeah.
on the beachfront. In theory, that's a pedestrian area.
You
You're
shouldn't
not
be able
allowed
to,
to
yeah.
ride them. You've got to be walking with it. If you own it, and if you've
Right.
rented one, you can't ride it. You can't ride down there.
It's interesting the rental ones as well, isn't it? Because the introduction of registration for these personally owned scooters.
Yeah.
If you own one, you have to register with the DGT.
Yep.
And then there's
Insurances,
insurance and
etc.
helmets. And all that. I don't know what the rental rules are because they don't supply helmets. do they?
So basically, for the instructions or in the draft law, the proposal that Adeje put in, there was a huge section for not just the app-based scooters, but also for example, the excursion shops who rent them.
Yes.
Saying that they have to take responsibility of insurance, they have to take responsibility of advising people who rent them that they need A, B, C, and that they've got to abide by these laws.
Yeah.
The problem is, as you can imagine, particularly on the apps, does anybody read terms and conditions?
We know
Oh,
this already.
yeah.
We know we've already spoken
We
about
spoke
T's and
about
C's.
this with Rick, didn't
Yeah,
we?
and
Was
then-
it? Oh, I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, it was all about T's and C's for when there was unruly passengers. So if you read the terms of service, but nobody does, and it's the same with that. I suspect the small print is exactly that. And there's I haven't got time for that. I just want to get on my scooter and go.
Well, exactly, because you just want to, tap it and
Yeah.
ride off in a zone. But,
Exactly
basically in the terms and conditions, it's going to say, yeah, you can't ride on pavements, you can't cross zebra crossings, you can't do this, you can't do that. And everyone's gone, yep, no problem. I mean, I've got to give a shout out. I think I mentioned when I went to CDT, Wes, who works at the News Cafe, he's managing out at News Cafe. And I've known Wes for years. And not being funny, his face was, I was like, what have you done? And he came off a scooter,
Right. Okay.
not wearing a helmet. It was a rental one, yeah, a tap, fancied one, this, that, and the other, and came off. And he's in a really bad way because he'd had an argument with the tarmac. And again,
And lost.
Well, yeah, but also, again, yeah, you've had a few drinks. You think, rather than getting a taxi, I'll get a scooter home or back to my hotel if you're a tourist. You're not going to read the terms and conditions, and you are risking your life.
Well, and also you are risking a much heavier penalty because you are drink driving.
And
Correct.
I think the worst thing with
If
that-
you get stopped and they have an inkling that you are driving that under the influence, you'll be breathalyzed and punished as necessary for anybody who's on a motorised vehicle of any description
Correct.
under the influence of alcohol.
And you're risking other people's lives.
Of course
as
you
well.
are.
Sure. And just quickly, the last thing on that is that the last thing it includes is you also are prohibited from having headphones, earpods, mobile phone, anything and that's in a car as well. You can't have Bluetooth in a car in your ear. All right, so that's now been introduced on scooters as well. So you can't have those in whilst you're riding either.
I do think there has to be something with terms and conditions. Like, if we all read the terms and conditions that we get, like, clicks on or whatever in our data, no one would be doing anything else. Like, I think we'd all still be
very.
reading
I was going to
terms
say
and
we'd be.
conditions.
Why isn't anybody doing anything fun? Hang on a second. I'm still reading the T's and C's. I've only got to section 4 of 14.
But surely we could find a way of making it easier. So I would surely. And now, if you're in a shop, they should tell you. But if you're on an app, surely it should tell you rather than being in T's and C's.
Yeah.
You know, warning.
You must
be warned, because they're telling you what you can do. They're telling you can have fun. They're telling you where you can and can't park it for their convenience. Yeah, but surely for people's safety, they should be telling them the other stuff now as well.
Bring out the main stuff of the T's and C's. Okay, well, thank you for the updates. Steve Ballard.
Oh, you definitely need a stinger for this one.
I'm coming. Before I start, I'm just gonna tell you what I've written in my notes. It says weather. WTF.
And you got Steve Ballard, not Dr. Steve. You've gone down in Jen's estimations.
I've lost my doctorate's in the bin now. There's no scientific basis whatsoever. Okay.
Last pod, previous pods. That's it now. We should be good. Coastal weather, looking lovely. I've had my shorts out.
You've got shorts on today.
I've been to the gym. I'm hoboing it up today. But yeah, I had shorts on yesterday. Brr, 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 brr. And also, it was raining. I was in Los Cristianos, drove to the Gulf. Rain. Not even a bit. Like window wipers, not on slow speed, normal speed.
Okay. Okay. Are you done?
I don't know. I might have more. Let's see what pops into my head.
Okay. So firstly, just rewind a little bit.
Rewind it in, Jenny.
Because the key word that you even said yourself that I said should be fine. I gave no guarantees that the weather was going to be ace. Should be fine. Looking like it might.
Can I defend Steve on this one?
Go on.
Because I think we actually both said that.
We did.
We actually both said, is now the time? Because I honestly don't remember such a long period of overcast, cloudy. You know, don't get me wrong, we've not had torrential rain, but I mean, you know, if you look out, I know we say inland over Tady, you always get, you know, because of the microclimates, different thing, you get cloud, but is it affecting tourists now? If tourists are coming here on holiday, are they looking at it and going, you know?
Yeah, I think it must be. I'm getting fed up. Like, I'm like, I live in Tenerife. The biggest reason is because I love the weather. I love being in warm sunshine. I'm getting fed up of this now, and there's only so much you can go, oh, it's got to be soon. But when, you're a holiday maker, and you get that 1 week a year, maybe, 2 if you're lucky, you save up all year for your holiday. It's what you look forward to come and get and experience this. And we've talked about the fact there's plenty still to do on the island. You can still have a great time, but it's got to get you down.
Well, exactly. It's not the point, because actually you set your expectations when you book a holiday, and you read about the islands, the Canary Islands in general, 320 days of sun and all the rest of it. And the 320 days of sun, but the 14 days that you're here, you don't see it. You're going to get a little bit like, what the WTF, like you said. But also, we used to laugh at people in the forums going, what's the weather like? We go, ha, ha, ha. Well, it's always good. But now, actually, that seems to be a genuine question, like with wanting a genuine answer.
Well, we've seen things online from different papers as well, haven't we, where it's like, you know, Dublin couple went to Tenerife and didn't expect to see this or this to happen. And basically, it's the fact that there was no sun. And it, you know, for me, the weather's the major issue for people. I mean, okay, we talk about the ES machines and the fact other countries are saying, no, we're not going to use them, and that's going to attract people to go there. And we can talk about the cruise ship coming in. That's not going to affect anyone. I would have thought the weather's the biggest influence, isn't it?
I think you're probably right. And I think when you do your research, because, you know, talking as a former holiday rep, it is a big influence and it is a big impact, because people will come to you as a rep, sit in front of you and go, can you explain the weather? I'm like, hello, God. Yes, I've got Mr. and Mrs. Smith here. You can't.
To be honest, I thought that was when people rang you. I'll just ring Steve. God.
No, I don't have
Mr.
the
Ballard.
omnipotent powers that you expected
Ballard.
of me. But it's a genuine thing, because if you think about it, your average holiday, a 2-week holiday, all inclusive, for example, can be for a family about the same price as a family car in terms of the money that you're spending. So you do your research. You're quite proactive about picking your destination based on those things. So people's decision making, and particularly this time of year, so we're talking at the end of April, people are now looking towards the 6 months from now or maybe early next year for their next summer holiday or their next winter break, and they might be having second thoughts.
Yeah.
True.
Or looking elsewhere.
We're not saying the weather's going to be crap all summer. I mean,
no, of course
obviously the meteorologists are saying there's going to be heat waves.
Okay.
Not just here, across Europe, because we've got to emphasise that the weather has also been really bad in mainland Spain, really bad in Greece, etc. But they're closed. They're only opening now. They're only getting ready to open. But obviously, we have had record tourism for the last 4 months. In fact, they're saying that we're on target for another record year. However, the one thing I see is people complaining about the weather more than anything else.
Yes.
I remember just what you said about people coming to their reps to complain. I worked in a hotel and the rep, someone came up to them with the brochure. So this is how old school it was. Like they'd booked from a brochure. They slammed the brochure
brought
down.
it with them on holiday.
And they were like, what do you see? And the rep was like, well, this is the hotel, And they were like...
Blue sky,
Yeah, blue sky. I don't see any clouds in that. And tried to complain as a loss of facility.
Oh, that's classic. Yeah, I've had that tried on me as well, is the fact that you guaranteed me, and I'm like, I dare you to have a read of your terms and conditions, and you point to me where it says we guarantee sunshine for your entire holiday. And that's what people are like.
I worked for Club 1830, and I'll be honest, none of them gave a toss about the weather.
No, that's because they were inside drinking beer and shots.
An overcast holiday is probably ideal for an 18th
absolutely.
holiday.
No chance of falling asleep in the
Speaking of loss of facilities, have you seen the Sunbed War drama?
Oh, I love Sunbed Wars. Love Sunbed Wars.
I mean, Sunbed Wars have been going on since the dawn of the package holiday. That
Really?
I can guarantee you, yes. And it's been something that has been highlighted every single year.
Well, here's a question.
Everywhere.
When we're writing in the Canarian Weekly or we're reading that tourism numbers are going up and up and up and up, I've never once seen an article or a press release saying boom in sunbed sales.
Sunbed company records
exactly.
record
So
record
is anybody actually buying more sunbeds for people, Jen? Is that where you're coming from?
It seems
clearly
not.
not, because there's not enough of them. And actually, I think we laugh and we joke, but
It's real.
It's
real.
It is
Yeah.
real. And
And it's a stress.
if you go on holiday and you love lying by the pool and there's not enough sunbeds, that's going to ruin your day almost as much as there being no sun. Like,
I mean, I'm older than you, Jen, and traditionally, obviously, there was always this thing about the Germans putting towels on the sunbeds. All right? And obviously, a lot of hotels have stopped that and stopped anybody reserving sunbeds if you're not actually on them.
Yeah.
So what's this story that you're talking about?
weirdly, it's about a German
Oh,
tourist.
really?
A German
I've not seen it.
tourist. Right. So this German tourist wins
That's ironic,
Sunbed
isn't it?
War, wins a payout.
What?
After
Where
the-
from? What, from court?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Took the tour operator to court because there wasn't enough sunbeds in his hotel, and every day he'd lose the Sunbed War.
Did he? Can I ask a question? Did he go up with a brochure and go, what do you see in that picture? Empty sunbeds.
Unfortunately, I don't think so. No one uses the brochure anymore.
Well, yeah, no. See, I haven't seen a brochure in a long time. But the details on this are really hilarious because it doesn't mention.
So it was in Greece, yeah?
Yes,
it
go on.
doesn't-
Tell
it
us the
doesn't-
story.
it
Tell
doesn't-
us the story. I want to know it.
It doesn't mention the tour operator. However, a German in Greece, it can only be the smiley face people, can't it? You know, that's got to
You
be
think
the
it was
tour
your
operator.
ex-employers?
I do think it was. I do think it was because the court was in Hanover.
Okay.
Which is also where
TUI are based, yeah,
where
yeah.
they're based. So what happened was, he spent €7,000 on this holiday to Greece with his family, his
Wow.
2 young sons and his wife, and he basically complained to the tour operator, who did say, "Okay, we accept that we weren't following the hotel's policy of no sunbed reservations." So they accepted that they're liable for not enforcing that, because part of his lawsuit was that his his young sons, I think they were 7 and 5, had to lay on the floor. And the holiday company offered him €350, which he refused.
I get it though, don't you?
I do.
And then issued papers in the Hanover court saying that the holiday he purchased was defective. And in essence, the judge agreed that what he'd paid for was defective and ordered the tour operator to give him nearly €1,000 back because for the entire of that holiday he couldn't use the sunbed because it was defective.
Well, on this note, though, we do have to say if anybody is watching or listening this and they have any videos this summer of Sunbed Wars in Tenerife, please send them to us at the Canary.
Because you know what we're going to do?
We'll love it.
We're going to overlay it with the Benny Hill music.
Yeah, because like you say, they stopped people putting like towels down, and then you've got people like queuing up from 5 a.m. or whatever. And as soon as their
it's like they open the gate, isn't it? Yeah, they open a gate for the balls, and out they go.
What do you do, like when you go on holiday? Because
I personally, if I'm up and I go down to the pool and there's a sunbed, great. If I don't, it doesn't bother me that much, really. And I don't reserve.
I'm not a sunbather.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
that's what.
I'm not a sunbather, and to be honest, most of the holiday. I mean, yeah, I've done Mexico and all that sort of thing, but I prefer to go out and see what's happening. Although I must tell you, this is really funny. Yeah, this is really funny. We're in Mexico, and it was the time with when spring break.
Oh, all the university students.
Yeah, it all finished. And they can drink in Mexico, so they got legless. You know, every day there was medical teams taking out these kids in stretchers and all this sort of thing. Anyway, and somebody shit in the pool.
Ah.
All right.
What, a grown-up?
The Babe Ruth.
A grown-up person?
Well, when you've got the swim-up bars and free alcohol, unfortunately, accidents happen. I mean, you don't want to swim on them pools. Because when you've got the swim-up bars on all in... All right. No. But Jen, get this. This is hilarious, all right? So the pool is empty. We've got a sunbed, yeah? The pool's empty. There's not one person in it. And the British gym couple walk back from lunch, yeah? He's there, bronzed. Remember we were saying bronze Speedos, mirror sunglasses and medallion? That's who it was.
Yeah.
While his missus was FaceTiming or whatever, yeah? And he proceeded just to dive in the pool. And all the Mexican lifeguards were like, no, fuera, no puede, you can't go in, you can't get in, get out. And he was just like, yeah, get off, mate. While his missus was filming him and this, that, and the other. And I went up because he swam to the side. And I went, mate, you need to get out of the pool. And he was like, oh, what's going on? I said, somebody shit in the pool. And you've never seen somebody get out so fast in your life.
My God.
It was hilarious.
So life lesson at swim up bars, don't trust that fart.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know I mean? But my question's got to be this. Okay, so what's just happened in Germany, in Hanover, in this court, has essentially set a precedent.
Yeah.
That's...
So where now? What are we doing? Where are we going to go with this? Does that now mean, because in a court of law in Europe, someone has won against those? Will it open the doors to massive amounts of?
I think 100%. Some tour operators are already trying to do different things, like pay a surcharge to reserve a bed before you go on holiday as part of your holiday package,
or
and
book
things
it through
like
an
that.
app.
Yeah, I know, but I guess you could.
Well, they do it in the princess, the Guayamina princess in Fanny Bay, and the princess in Spire, the two sisters. You can only get a sunbed if you do it properly through the app, and that's your sunbed for the week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you reserve it, you can have that one. It's numbered and it's yours.
I don't like that though, because not everyone, most people, I don't think would spend every day by the pool. I think it should be on a daily basis.
Either.
Yeah. I mean, your first day, you've got to work out where the sun is. You've got to work out your best options, where the bar, like everything. I obviously will go on holiday as a family, me and my kids, and often I prefer the pool to the beach as a general rule.
Yeah, it's not sandy.
Sometimes it is a case of where you can't beat them, join them. So I've been going to breakfast like 7, 8 o'clock because my kid's been up since 5:30 or whatever. Seeing, there's already towels on okay, well, I'm going to put mine down as well. I do try and think about other people. Like, I will only get like one bed for myself. My kids can share my bed because they're not going to be generally lying in a bed, things like that. Yeah. But the amount of people that will have like a bed per kid, even one's a baby, they're in a pram.
Yeah, they book about 6 sunbeds and only sit on them for half an hour.
And then there is the extreme, which I read about last summer, and it was a hotel that didn't have gates and things like that. A man slept overnight on the sunbed in order that he had that sunbed the next day. I mean, that's next level.
No, he'd had an argument with his missus. I'm telling you, he'd had an argument with his missus. That wasn't happening.
It is hardcore. The court basically said, though, just to sum this up, that tour operators have a duty to ensure a reasonable number of sunbeds are available for guests. Yeah. And
and if the hotel has a policy of no reservations, then it's down to the hotel and to the tour operator who's using that hotel to make sure those rules are enforced.
Sure. And to tell people.
Yes, exactly.
Are they make holidays cheaper if you have to add on the expense of booking your sunbed for an app? Yeah, probably not. All right then, let's move on. Sting a finger at the ready, because it's that time of year where we've already mentioned the date of the teas.
Oh, so exciting.
I think we should start, warming up a little bit and start talking about
we're counting down. Even now, 100 and something. How many days did you say it was? 100?
Oh, I don't know. I changed it on, was it Tuesday or whatever? It was 192 days, wasn't it? So it's 190 days, say, roughly. Okay. So just over 6 months.
We're, of course, talking Tenerife Entertainment Awards on the 15th of November 2026. So I thought we could take a moment on each pod and just talk about a category.
Okay. Well, got to tell you, we obviously announced the date here on, was it Monday or was it last week?
No, it was Monday, wasn't it?
No, it was last week, I think.
Oh, was it?
It was Friday, because it was the 1st of May. Yeah,
that's right.
And we've had a huge response, particularly from people asking if they can get tickets.
Already? I'm not surprised, actually.
And they don't go on sale until September. So, no is the answer to that. They're going to be the same price as always, €20, blah, 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 blah. But we don't put them out till September. And people asking can I book my usual table? Yeah. Which,
wow.
It's
really
like
cool. Sunbeds. It's like, can I reserve my usual sunbed?
Creature of habits. I'm one of them. I get it.
Are you?
Yeah,
okay.
I am.
And I also had a message from Ash, just so you know.
Yeah.
Saying, can't believe it's already. And I explained that, we always do save the date on May the 1st, and then we sort of filter it in accordingly. But he did say that if you need any more help, Steve, with the backstage interviews this year, Ash is available to give you a hand again.
Woohoo!
He did well last year, didn't he?
He did.
But I think you've also got Tony and Emma coming as well.
We do have Tony and Emma from Breakfast.
Yeah,
they're going to be here.
Yep. So it's going to be
a
full house
crowd, isn't it?
Full house backstage. Although maybe you can get Emma to help you, Jen.
Yeah, okay. Bring her on. I love Emma. She's wild.
Absolutely.
Very funny.
So, yes. So what we thought we'd do is take into account it's the 20th year this year. The first year was 2006. We'll pick a category each week, each Thursday. Have a look at it. See who won over the years and what we think.
Yeah.
So take into account you are both DJs. DJ. Yeah, I thought we would pick.
That title is so much cooler than I am.
I thought we would pick.
Is it though? Disc jockey. Where's the discs now, and what are we jockeying?
This is what I mean. I don't
times
think
are changing. We need a new name. Anyway, yes, best DJ.
Best DJ. So, little countdown for you for who won and when. So, the first year, 2006. I won't do this every time, but 2006 was obviously at Pleasure Island. I didn't realise we only had 8 categories.
Oh my goodness!
Yes. And back in that day, it was radio DJ.
Oh.
It wasn't club DJ or DJ, it was specifically radio DJ. And before anyone says, oh, that's because you're on Oasis FM, it was, at the time, there was quite a few radio stations. And all the radios got involved in promoting the teas. And we had we had nominees from different stations, which was really cool. 2006 was a young lady by Mel Faulkner, who apparently transitioned to Mikey Faulkner over the years. No, it's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I'm not starting a rumour. 2007 was also a radio DJ, was Roscoe. 2008, Joe Ferguson.
Oh, okay.
We didn't do 2009. 2010, we then introduced Club DJ. So you had 2 categories.
Oh,
you had Best Radio DJ and Best Club DJ.
So they were separate.
There was 2 categories. So Roscoe, for the second time, won Best Radio DJ. And DJ Paula, which was Paula Dawson, who was at Lineker's at the time, won Best Club DJ.
Wow.
Do you know what? I worked as a shot girl in Lineker's when Paula was the DJ there. She was
brilliant. She was really good.
So good.
Yeah.
Was that Feed the Pigeons time or was
Yeah.
that later? That was,
I mean, I
was
think
that?
Feed the Pigeons was like for years, wasn't it?
Well, Nathan started all that.
Did he start
Nathan started all the Feed the Pigeons and all the routines and the drums for the World Cup and all the rest of it. So, absolutely.
Doorbell.
Absolutely.
So good.
Highlight of my shot girl nights.
And do you want to know something, Jen? In one of our drawers out the back when we were having a clear out, we found one of Nathan's CDs. Still in the wrapper.
way.
Still in the wrapper, a Lineker's CD.
That's nostalgic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 2011, which was when we moved to the castle, which we've mentioned
okay,
before,
yeah,
we
yeah.
merged the category. So it became, as it is now, Best DJ. And that was partly because all the other radio stations went, we don't want to do this anymore.
Oh,
and
right,
we went,
okay,
okay.
fair enough.
And also a few of them fell by the wayside because there was a legal thing back round about then. That was the first time that Lee Jackson. Now, if you're a rep and you ever went to Brannigan's, people will remember Lee Jackson. He was there for many, many years. Brilliant DJ, and he won that. 2012 was DJ Johnny from O'Neill's. 2013, DJ Snoopy from Tramps. 2014, Billy Blanco, also worked at Tramps and Busby's back in the day, Bobby's and all the rest of it. 2015, Ben Symington at Papagayo. We're coming into your time, Jen, now, when you remember. 2016 was the 10th Tees, which we did it differently. All the nominees were the previous winners from the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So there was no public
So you
nominee
did a champion of champions
with
almost.
a champion. Yeah, so it was like DJ of the Decade.
Right.
And Billy Blanco
Yeah.
won that. 2017 was DJ Woody, also from Tramps. 2018 was DJ Tezza, also. It seems every DJ at Tramps has won this except one. Except Chibs.
Chibs.
Has he still not won one?
No.
Because I'm sure there's like a thing every year, like because they all support each other, don't they? They're
Well,
like,
he's been
"Come on, mate,
nominated.
your
Is it 8
turn."
times now?
I
Is
think
it
it's
8, 9 times?
It's 9.
Is it?
It's 9, yeah.
Oh, because didn't you say if he doesn't win it this time, you're going to give him an
No,
award
yeah,
for
at the
most nominated?
Well, next year's the 20th
Yeah.
T, so I said, like, if he doesn't win this year, we're going to create a special award, the Chibs Award or something, yeah.
Yeah, go on,
But
Chibs.
Anyway, so, DJ Tezza was 2018. 2019 was Lee Jackson again from Brannigan's. 2020, we didn't have the T's because of COVID. 21, 22 and 23 were all Leon Cormack.
Yeah.
He had a hat
I
trick.
remember doing all 3 interviews of that.
24 was DJ Fletcher from Lava, Lava's gone now, isn't it? But Fletcher's currently doing stuff with Centreforce, which is pretty cool and all that. And last year, of course, was Leon Cormack again.
I mean, for me, Leon Cormack is one of the elites. Like, I just think he's brilliant, and he's part of the furniture in Tenerife,
Absolutely.
isn't he? Like,
Yeah,
so.
just quickly, I mean, obviously, so people are aware, this is the DJ category. I should have got you to read it out, really, Jen, like you do on stage. But the DJ category is for people based here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Either on radio, in fun pubs or clubs. So, I know people will turn around and go, oh yeah, but you had Fatboy Slim here, he's better. Well, he doesn't qualify. And this category is, once again, we're delighted to say, is sponsored by our friends at Hole in the Wall and Soul Suite. They've sponsored this category for about the last 4 years now, and they love it. So fair play to them.
And we haven't had a radio winner since 2010. So is it time
You
for
haven't?
a change?
No.
It's time for a change.
You reckon?
Could you imagine if you had to kind of run out? As
Do you know what do you know what I actually think is going to happen if that ever happened? That someone would shout fix.
Well, yeah.
They would be like, oh, it's just fixed.
What about if we introduced Best Podcast as a new category? Would you be up for that?
I think we'd win it hands down.
Are we the only podcast in Tenerife?
Yeah. I
think
Do
so,
it.
yeah.
Let's
The nominees are
us.
us and
I thought we could either have best podcast or best. You'll like this one, Jen. Best AI generated poster.
It's definitely not the best.
That's so funny.
Disagree. Anybody on the island you think could take the crown this year? Anybody that you've seen?
The only thing I think really is it is time for Chibs. I really do think that because how many times I've interviewed him every year.
Well, let's be honest. Tezza isn't really DJing anymore.
No, he's doing his lot of
Tezza's
singing, isn't
now,
he? Yeah.
So he's not really DJing. So there's one Tramps DJ not in the frame. Leon's always obviously immensely popular. Fletch is brilliant. I don't know if you've seen Fletch.
No.
He's a fantastic DJ, I must admit.
And then we've also got people, another Centre Force one that's just popped into my head, Benno, who was
Yeah,
nominated
Benno was
one year
nominated
as well.
at
He's
Cotwall.
still around and
Justin
doing
Charles
things.
has been nominated
Justin,
before. There's a few. There's a few really good ones. So
I feel like, I know like it is mixed up, radio DJs count as well, but I do feel like this category should be for the talented people that can still physically use the desk and the mixing, and I think people like Justin Charles can do that, and Leon Cormack and Ben Symington.
What you mean,
Billy
rather than
Blanco.
using a computer?
Well, no, I understand that like you have to be able to use that, but I don't think like what we do in here as radio DJs can be compared to. It's
you're
completely
presenters.
different. Yeah, it's completely
Different skill. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the first sort of deep dive into a category is Best DJ, which will be at the Tees again this year. As I said, sponsored by Hole in the Wall and Soul Sweet. So
I suppose that could never really be a live category, could it? But that would be quite fun.
It would be
well, do you know
interesting, wouldn't
what? Some of them have asked me.
Really?
And they've said, couldn't we have 10 minutes each? Because 10 minutes would give us enough time, particularly for a lot of them these days. Because what you've got to remember these days is most of these guys now are not just mixing records.
Yeah.
It's all samples, drops. If you take someone like Fletch, like Ben Simo and all the rest of it, they're starting off with one piece of, one beat, and dropping everything else on top accordingly as samples, and effectively making music as they go along.
Yeah.
It's a different skill than it was.
It's massive talent. Yeah.
And also, they're not, gone are the days where you would, we're going back to the 90s now, but when you were DJing, you would have your box of vinyl and you'd be searching, desperately searching through to find something and then the whole beat matching and making sure it's starting in the right place was a talent and a skill.
Sure.
And things have developed, but Chris, as you rightly said, with all of the sample mixes now and then with different drops and different, there's still a performance there.
Yeah, of
which
course.
I think
And
is really...
people may or may not know that obviously, we worked with Ministry of Sound Cream, Miss Moneypenny's Gatecrasher, all the rest of it, bringing them over here for big gigs in Noctua, which was a club opposite Leonardo's. And one of the banes of our life was getting people's records here.
Yeah.
Because record boxes were notorious for going missing.
Really?
At either Madrid or Barcelona airport, or records from their boxes. And then, you had certain DJs then like Eric Murillo and that started bringing these sample boxes. And obviously then it changed to either a laptop or a pen drive. But it's a different way of doing it, It's ironically, you've got things like Tomorrowland. I was watching Dimitri from Vegas, and there was a massive thing about the fact he was doing an only vinyl set.
Yeah.
Vinyl
because there is. Well, listen, there have been videos circulating, not of anybody massively famous, but there have been videos circulating of certain DJs in Ibiza and other clubs who are standing there and giving a performance and twiddling knobs that don't...
Do you want me to name one from Lagoon
Let's
Party?
go. I mean, the fakery of some of those videos that I've seen are incredible.
One I've already mentioned, but I'm not going to mention it again.
I don't think I know who you mean. Maybe tell me in a minute.
I'll tell you off.
Okay.
Afterwards.
Right, any more to mention on the DJ
No,
category?
as far as the T's are concerned, that's today's category. Got DJ out the way because you two are DJs.
Thank you.
So I suppose really the question is, what category would the listeners like next week?
Yeah, let us know. What do you want us to talk about and deep dive into? Let us know in the comments.
And also, if there's any category that could be introduced.
Oh, yes.
What would you
Let's
introduce?
take your ideas. Yeah, I like that.
Interesting.
Take into account, I've already suggested, obviously, best pod and best
AI
generator.
generator.
Yeah.
The AI post has got to be up there, I think. Right, let's wrap this up with a what's your favourite?
Are we ending?
No. I'm so sorry. I'm not on the ball with these stingers and
Wow.
stickers today.
I mean, I thought I was about to get up and leave there. See you later, everybody.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you did, Steve, we'd have to give you a round of applause.
Yes, I'll take it.
You can all come for me next week. I'll take it. I'll be ready for it. Just I thought end on a light-hearted note with a what's your favourite? What's your favourite ice cream? I mean, we've had a very touristy, holiday-makery kind of pod.
Was that because the weather's so
today.
nice?
Yeah, we need to talk about ice cream because the
Might
sun's
not,
out.
might not actually melt in this weather, might it? Do you have a favourite ice cream?
When you say ice cream, do you... No, I need clarification because...
Yes, you said ice cream, not ice cream.
I need clarification on do you mean ice cream that I would go out and buy if I'm walking along the front, or a flavour of ice cream?
Just your favourite ice cream. You decide.
I like soft serve, Mr. Whippy.
Oh.
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
No.
Yeah, were you
I'm
expecting
really,
that, Jen?
really big fan of
Have
just
you
that.
ever heard an ice cream van in Tenerife?
No.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah. Have
you?
But
Where?
I've heard it, but I've never seen it.
Oh.
Where?
That's
Well, you-
audible hallucinations is the
You
start
do
of
actually
some
get
madness.
ice cream vans at a lot of events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
What,
do.
with a Mr. Whippin?
Yeah,
I do want a soft with a flake. That's all I want.
Do you know how much a 99 is now? Like
About-
when I went back
about
to
£6.
England. Yeah, well, we're that far. I think it was about $3.50 for and they're still
Not
calling it a
99.
99.
I know, they're cheap.
Oh, is that why it was
Shocking.
called a 99?
Yeah, it used to be
It's
99p.
99p, yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
With a flake and sauce and sprinkles.
A 99
and now
flake,
it's $3.50 before you've even shoved a flake in or sprinkled anything on it. It's terrible. It's terrible, honestly.
But there you go. That's it. I'm very basic taste, but I do love the swirly
I
soft.
must admit, I must admit, Mr. Whippy is good.
Yeah.
Good
But
shout. Vanilla, like
Just the plain. I'm happy with that. It's like going to McDonald's. I want to order a McFlurry, but don't put any of the crap on it. Just give me the vanilla ice cream. I love it.
I have a
So basic, but I love it.
worry like that you might be a psychopath. Like, why would you choose a McFlurry and not have all the
Because
like?
it's the only way to get the soft. I don't want Oreos in. I don't even like Oreos, but why would I? Yeah,
True.
I just want the ice cream.
It's like people that
Ke-
go to an ice cream parlour and just order a vanilla. Like,
Mate, people can be vanilla. Let's not ice cream shame now, Jen. Now come
I
on.
don't know.
Like you
Ice
talk
cream
about
shame?
you,
What's
and
that
also
thing?
you talk about people judging you, and now you're sitting on your high
Do you
horse
know
there
what,
and
Fair?
judging other people.
sometimes I've been known to order a margarita pizza in a pizza restaurant, so I
There
guess
you go.
that's
There
just
you
as
go,
bland,
Zach.
I guess.
That's it.
But I don't know. For me, I don't think I could go to somewhere with all the choices and flavour and just walk.
Well,
away
Well,
with
what's yours
vanilla.
then?
Yeah, I want to know what yours is.
Do you know what they do at the minute in Mercadona, which is, if you are a holidaymaker listening, it's the one like the big
Spanish Asda.
Mercadonas. They do their own version of a salted caramel.
I've had it.
My days!
It is good.
I was about to say I could eat it by the tub load. I eat it by the tub
Yeah.
load. Like I have maybe a slight addiction that I should address. It's
Wow.
Yeah.
tragic.
I've tried it though. I agreed. It is very
It's
nice.
good, and
Yeah.
they do a version of the cookie dough, which is like half the price of Ben and Jerry's, and it's
It sounds good.
it's pretty good.
So which one is your favourite?
The salted caramel. It's like it's got crunchy bits of caramel in it. Oh, it's just lovely. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say either. I've got a choice of three here. Mr. Whippy would have actually made it. But when I was a kid, I used to love a screwball.
Oh, and that's
Do you remember
got
a screwball with the bubble gum
Mr.
in the
Whippy
and you
ice
used to
cream with
drink the last little bit of it,
Yes.
and then
that
you
was
had
where the sugary bit was because all
Yeah.
the like
Yeah, and the
exactly.
sugar on the outside of the ball had started to, so you
Yeah.
get the ice cream would colour the.
Yeah.
Oh, reminiscent that is.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
I
Good.
remember
Memory
one of my
unlocked.
friends, Lucy. We had a screwball once, and she had the chewing gum, and then we got called for the picnic, so she decided to put the chewing gum in her knickers to save it, and it got stuck in her knickers. So whenever somebody talks about a screwball, that I don't know why I remember
That memory
story.
unlocked is
sorry,
just-
sorry, Lucy.
Also, though, I used to be partial to a feast.
Ooh,
I used to
and
Always
ice
like the fact that you had chocolate on the outside, crunch, and then chocolate ice cream, and then more chocolate on the inside.
Inside, yeah.
They do a version of that in Mercadona.
Shock.
It's not as good
But
though.
flavour, because you said ice cream flavour, yeah, a mint choc chip. I
I do like
love
mint choc chip,
mint choc chip,
Okay.
and I remember being a kid, and it was a supermarket one, yeah, and we got it home and we opened it, and there was no chips in it. It was just green ice cream, yeah. But then, get this, Jen.
What happened?
Then we put the scoop in, and in the middle there was like a ball of chocolate. It was like gravity had brought all these chips together, and it was like finding a gold nugget. My parents will remember this, and I know they'll watch. Yeah, and it was the most amazing experience ever. So you had mint ice cream with this big
Great
block
big
of chocolate in the middle. It was epic.
Wow.
So I'm going to say that one.
Do you remember growing up? You'd hear the ice cream van. We were talking about ice cream vans.
Eddie
and you'd
Murphy.
Go,
Ice cream!
"Ice cream!" But you would say,
Ice cream van's coming!
you would say to your mum, "Can we have an ice cream?" Well, we've got choc ices in the freezer, and they were from B Jam. Do you remember B Jam?
Yeah.
And they were rubbish.
The 5p
but
ones.
You couldn't, but you weren't allowed to because
Gold or blue wrapper.
Because we've got choc ices in the freezer. No, mum, it's not good enough.
We used to get...
And also the 3 coloured ones. You know, we used to get the vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry.
Neapolitan, it's called.
That's
Neapolitan.
right,
And
yeah.
always people would leave the vanilla. Like
They
they'd
would-
scoop the chocolate, then you would never have it all in.
Well,
fridge.
Steve would have had the vanilla.
I would have
Of
had them.
You'd
Quite
be the
vanilla in that
ideal
aspect.
friend have. Do you remember,
Boom, boom.
my mum used to buy the rocket lollies, and there was 2 sticks. Yeah. But what she used to do, so me and my brother would be like, "Can we have a lolly?"
No.
No. Oh, come
I thought that's how
on.
they were meant to be served until
You-
I went round a
you
friend's house, and I was like, "What? We
literally-
get the whole thing?"
You should have called Childline on her. That's
I
abuse,
did.
that
She's
is, like-
she's still in jail. I remember a zap as well. Do you remember
I
a
remember
zap?
Zaps as
No.
well. Yeah,
They do
I
something very similar in
In
Iceland.
Mercadona. I thought it was going to be
No, in
Mercadona.
Iceland, and
It's going to be Mercadonas.
Yeah, Mercadona.
it's like a bubblegum flavour because the zap was more toffee, wasn't
yeah,
it? But
that's
anyway,
right.
they do a similar like swirly thing. Anyway, thank you for that. I
Mint
think
mint choc chip.
Okay, salted caramel from
Mr.
Mercadona.
Whippy.
Perfect, thank you. Let us know what's your favourite ice cream. Let's wrap it up. But have you got your paper pants at the ready?
Yes.
Because you've booked in now, haven't
Yes,
you?
1
for
o'clock.
the spray tan?
1 o'clock on Saturday. I'm actually looking at. I've got the cameras. I'm here. I'm controlling the cameras, and I do look a bit pasty Pete, don't I? So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not going to lie, Chris. I'm so looking forward to Monday.
What, when I walk in here wearing paper pants?
Bronzed. Well, I'm not sure about that. As I'm looking forward
I'm
to.
still going to have
but
them on, Steve.
But on your head.
No.
Yeah, I am just looking forward to your bronzed Adonis look, and yeah, we'll determine whether it's Cheetos orange, Wayne, or was it Lee?
Yeah,
in the
remember
comments.
it was. Yeah.
I'm
And
looking
we'll
forward
see.
to it. Don't get me wrong.
If you-
I'm
if-
only doing this for the pod. So
Yeah,
Fair play.
yeah,
Fair
yeah,
play.
which dating app are you joining, Steve?
Not for reason. No. It's not- if I am, I said this to you before. If I am, I'm using your picture.
A bronze
before or
picture,
after?
A
yeah.
bronzed one after, of course.
I realised something that I should warn you about the stand because
Oh, go on then.
I'm out this weekend. I'm going to see Craig David.
Oh, yeah.
And so I've started applying the Mercadona.
Oh, your pre-tan-tan.
So my pre-tan-tan has begun. So, and I don't
haven't
know if you
noticed
can
the
smell it
difference,
today. Smell
but-
like biscuits. It's like
No.
sweaty biscuits.
You always smell like biscuits.
Do I?
Yeah,
I don't
and
eat a lot of
chocolate
biscuits.
and-
Chocolate, I could understand. Sweaty biscuits. So
I don't know
just
about sweaty biscuits, but okay.
honestly, smell me in a minute.
Okay.
You will get what I mean. So I just need to warn you. I don't know what kind of tan they use at Vanity House, but there's a chance that afterwards you're going to smell like biscuits.
Lovely.
Yeah. Okay. On that note, thanks for listening.